Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another favorites and fails video. So I like to do this every month, generally, where I come back and I talk about all the things that I have been using on and off camera to give you further thoughts, because sometimes I don't do a full in-depth video, like review. Sometimes I can only have time for a first impression, and this is a way of coming back and checking in on things that I've had a little bit longer. This is going to be all of the products that I used in March and April. Nope, April and May. April and May. I did not do this at the beginning of May, and it is now the beginning of June. So I've got a couple months worth of stuff to talk about, and thankfully it's mostly things that I really like. So we'll get into that in a second. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup, sparkly indie makeup, and high-end makeup and luxury makeup, and you will see both of those things here today. And I have new videos every week, so I'd really love to have you subscribe. Okay, so I apologize for not having one of these up in May. A lot of things were going on. I think it was when I was sick was when that, I was not feeling well and I had a really bad sinus infection, so that kind of delayed things as well. I do have a couple months worth of stuff here today, mostly eyeshadow, but not fully. And thankfully it's all things that I like or love for the most part. Being sick and having a sinus infection, I mean, technically I could have worn makeup, but I was blowing my nose so much, not feeling well, so I didn't really wear makeup for over 2 weeks. So that also kind of played into how many things I was trying. I did get some of this in PR, a lot of this I did buy, so we'll talk about all of that as we go through. If you're curious about the makeup I'm wearing for work today, I was just wearing concealer. I was very tired this morning, so I threw a concealer and mascara on, and that was pretty much it. So I just went ahead and put on some eyeshadow to try. What's Up Beauty sent me their new collection, their new Egyptian Queen collection, which is lipsticks and eyeliners. I have yet to try those. I do really want to do like a lip swatching video, like a short one. But they also sent me their Geodes palette, which I've wanted to try since it came out, I think like 2 years ago. And I'm very happy that they sent this to me because I've wanted to try it and I finally did. So I used this shade the other day briefly and one of these shimmers, and then today I threw on these shades over here, the like brown, olive, green shades. Really happy with these. I really like this formula. I'm sad that I've never bought any of them before, so really excited to keep playing with this, and now I want to try some of the other stuff, especially the Dragon palette they came out with last year. That one looks really pretty. I just didn't pick it up. I think it was out of my budget at the time, but I did use this today. I wanted to play around a little bit. Lipstick is the one that Cam got me last year, the Gucci. I think this is Lucy Dark Orange. It's one of their Shine lipsticks. And then I just threw on a little bit of the new Haus blush and Surratt highlighter that I've been wearing a lot, just to like add a little warmth to the face. But that's about it. Concealer, eyeshadow, blush, and highlighter. Okay. So let's start with fails like normal, and then we'll move on to the good things. So the only true, I wouldn't really say it's a true fail, which is good. I will give this caveat here. If you've never been here before, I'm not a big fan of having fails because I would say, some months I would say half to 2/3 of the stuff I get in PR, and some months it's almost all stuff that I bought. It really just depends because I only get PR from a handful of brands. So some months it's a lot of PR, some months it's none. And so when I'm spending my own money on things, I try to be very selective. Even when brands ask if I want to try PR, I'm very selective. So I don't like to have fails. It means that I wasted my money. It doesn't, because in some way, because I can make a video about it, inform you. It's a way of having more information and data points, but it also means, since I don't make a ton of money on this, I'm probably just out that money, and I don't like having fails. I don't like wasting money. I don't like wasting product. So I try to buy things that I know I'm likely going to like. The only true, like, mostly fail is these. These are just some cheap perfume bottles that I bought on Amazon. I don't remember how much this was. It was very cheap, but even every version of this that I saw was between $5 and $10. This is a 4-pack. I've only used one so far, but the bottom has a little port so that, and these are travel friendly, so that you put it on top of a perfume bottle and pump. And instead of it spraying the perfume, it goes into this so that you have a travel size if you have like a big bottle. I bought this for our trip to LA a couple weeks ago, hoping to take a fragrance with me, and it did work, but the atomizer isn't the best. It's fine. And I felt like it leaked a little bit, all like in the liquids bag. It just wasn't perfect. So if you have a refillable perfume container or a way of where I can decant perfume for travel from like big ones that I don't have a travel size of, I would highly recommend it, or I would highly appreciate it, because this kind of worked, but not ideal. The next couple things are more neutral versus fail. So City Beauty sent me a PR package a couple months ago, and I've been playing with the stuff for the last few months. They sent me their eye treatment, which is like a lifting eye treatment, and they sent me 3 of their lip glosses. I have one of them right here. This is the shade Crimson. Although this is not a crimson color. In person, it's kind of mauvey pink. Crimson, and they even describe it as that. And Crimson is a dark red, so I don't really understand the name there. But this is their plumping lip gloss. They sent me this. They sent me a sparkly one that I've not opened. I did try this one, and they sent me the clear one. And they reached out and asked what I thought about them after I've had the stuff for a while, and I was honest, because they were like, do you want a code to share with your audience? And I was like, well, I do have friends that really love these products. I could see people in my audience loving these, so if you have a discount code that I can offer them, I know some people that follow me would like these, but I'm not going to necessarily, I'll say who would like them and why I don't like them and why you might like them, but it's not my favorite thing. Like, I don't really enjoy the products. They're not really for me, and I never heard back. So I don't think I'm gonna get a code, and I don't think I'll ever get PR from them again, but that's fine. The lip gloss, it's fine. I know the clear one, my friend Kelly, Keep Beauty Real, loves it. My friend Daria, A Variety of Distractions on Instagram, she said it's her favorite clear lip gloss. And I think it looks nice on the lips, and I've worn it in videos and said, like, I really like the way this looks. I hate the scent, though. It is plumping, and there is a little bit of that plumping feeling. Not the worst. It's pretty mild, so if you're like sensitive to that and you don't mind a mild one, I think you would like it. It's the scent for me. There's kind of a fake vanilla scent, which I never like. I don't really like vanilla scented things in general. I love vanilla, like when I'm baking, I love vanilla, but I don't like vanilla scented things. It always smells artificial and kind of weird to me. And then there's like another, it might be the plumper, but there's another scent in there too that I really don't like. One of my friends smelled it and said it kind of smelled like a dentist office, like that weird clinical, but also kind of weird fake sweet smell. My husband and my best friend both also really hate the smell. So like, it's preventing me from using it much because the smell is so off-putting for me. But I know people who really like vanilla scents and aren't like distracted by them, and they seem to really like this. So if you like a mild plump bean effect and you like a vanilla scent, I think you would really like this, or you could really like it. I would definitely get it on sale or use someone's code or something. But if you're like me and you hate the fake vanilla smell, you're not gonna like this. I am still using the clear. I don't really like a really pigmented gloss like this. I drink and eat too many things. I'm always snacking and drinking things. I don't really like having that like opaque gloss transfer onto everything. So this one's just not like also a formula thing. The clear is fine, and I will use up the clear, but every time I use it, I'm like, for the smell. So like, it's just not for me. They also sent their lid lifting treatment, but I don't really have wrinkles on my eyelids yet. I'm almost 36. I turned 36 in September. But I don't really have a lot of fine lines around my eyes. I have, you know, a little bit right here like most people do. I have my forehead wrinkles, but from doing this so much. But I don't really have a lot of fine lines. I don't have any wrinkles. I don't have any sagging. So like I tried it and people love it. People who like the reviews are almost all positive. But for me, it did nothing. It did nothing before makeup. It did nothing to wear it like as a skincare thing to like add some kind of lift. So if you have like eyes that are starting to like wrinkle or like you're losing some of that elasticity in your eyelids, this is something that you might want to look into because I hear great things about it, but I am not there yet. And so it did nothing for me. And I told them that like, I like the idea of this, but I don't think it's for me because it did nothing. Okay. And then the last kind of not bad, but not for me thing is this Versed Luminizing Glow Drop. So Versed sent me a PR package, mostly skincare because that's what they do. I've tried some of their skincares and lotions in the past and they were fine. Not like, oh my God, I need this, but not bad either, you know? My husband liked one of the lotions. I have not tried most of it just because I've been traveling a lot and just busy, but they gave me a couple like an acid and a toner and stuff. But this I did try. This is their Mood Lighting Illuminating Glow Drop. So I thought it would be like liquid highlighter or you could put it all over your face for kind of an illuminating effect. They didn't let me, they do sell this in multiple shades and they didn't give me an option to pick. They just sent me the sheer rose gold shade. The formula's fine. It's vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, fragrance-free. There's no parabens or anything. It has peptides and stuff in it, so it should be kind of a plumping product on the skin. Looking at the ingredients, it's fairly affordable. It's it's water, caprylic triglyceride, glycerin, mica, sweet almond oil, blackberry fruit extract, you know, and then potassium sorbate. There's, you know, other gums and some other like stabilizers. But for me, it's just a skin tone thing. It's just very pink and looks kind of weird against my olive undertone, so it's just not for me. My best friend tried it, and she also, like, she's kind of in the light medium range most of the time. Light medium, pretty neutral undertone, and it was still too pink for her and just didn't really show up, and she just had some, for me, I just had some pink sparkle. But if you have a fairer skin tone and a pinker undertone, you might like this. So I'm gonna be giving this to my sister-in-law because she is a pale redhead, just like my husband. So she might enjoy this because I know he's not gonna use it. So it's not necessarily bad, it's just not from my skin tone or my skin, you know, so that's fine. Okay, so most of what I have is eyeshadow, but I do have some brushes and other products. So we're gonna do eyeshadow last. Mez Beauty sent me, I used one of these in a recent video. Mez Beauty sent me all of their palettes. So they sent me this little quad, the Zenith palette, the Swarthy palette, and the color palette. I have used Swarthy twice now and Zenith once. So not a detailed review. I will hopefully be able to use all of these. I just haven't been wearing a lot of eyeshadow lately. If I do, it's a one and done kind of situation. But so far I would say these are really pretty. I'll show, Swarthy is my favorite, I think. So this is Swarthy. So warm neutral palette. So you've got a cream, a bright like marigold, an orange, and then neutral browns in different depths, and then a bunch of neutral bronzy brown shimmers. These are more standard shimmers. They're not like super foiled or super metallic or super sparkly. They're just kind of a good everyday shimmer. And this is like $26. I think the formula is really nice, works well. The few times I've used this and the couple times I've used the other ones, I would say pigmented, but not hard to blend, works well, blends together nicely. The shimmers are pretty, it's not exciting for me, but it's not bad either. I mean, I just bought the golden palette from Natasha Denona and it's also, you know, kind of this vibe. So I think, especially for the price, being having a well-done black-owned beauty brand at an affordable price like this is a great thing. So I'm very grateful they sent this to me. They also sent me a lip gloss and lip liner, I think. I have not tried those yet. Yeah, this is the lip liner, and it's like a red, and I just haven't been wearing, I've been wearing this kind of color a lot, so it's just not gonna work. And then they sent, here it is. Here's their lip gloss, and it's a sparkly pink. I did try this once. It looked nice, but this is not a color I'm gonna really wear. So I'm gonna try this one more time, and then I'll probably give it to my sister-in-law because I feel like she'll really like this. Or something. Wait, did I even try this? No, it didn't. It does have a smell. It is that like fake vanilla-y sweet cupcakey smell. This one smells more cupcake than just plain vanilla. I did not try this because this is just bright pink. It's not my color. I will sometimes wear like the Stacy lipstick from Trixie that's a similar color, but that's like a sheer matte lip. I've worn a lip gloss like this and it's just not my favorite. So maybe I'll try this, but we'll see. But very happy with the palette so far. I just need to keep playing with them. And you know, it's hard to when you have a full-time job and other stuff going on. So one of the things that came out in the last couple of months was the newest collection from Fantasy Cosmetica. They did send that to me in PR. I also have an affiliate code with them. It is Bones, as far as I remember, but I always have it in the description box. But part of that was brushes. So they sent me the whole brush set. So we've got face brushes and eye brushes, and these are really nice. They're synthetic. There was a little bit of a smell when I first opened them, that like kind of glue smell that I've had from other brushes. But I just like opened the package and the next day it was fine. You know, that happens. And I've heard people even saying that they've had like Sonia G brushes smell like that. So that's, you know, not necessarily the price thing. But these are really nice. The eyeshadow brushes, I prefer a natural hair brush. It's just my go-to, but I do like having synthetic brushes for people who don't want to use natural hair or can't because they're vegan or something. Also, liquid and cream shadows just often work better. And that's what I've used these mostly for. I've used this one once. It's a weird shape. I think if you want to do a wing, if you want to like pack a little bit of shadow like right here and do kind of a smoked out look, this works really well. My favorite brush is this one. This is the EO2. It's a small packing brush, but it's fluffy enough to blend, so it's perfect for putting a darker shade right here and buffing it out into the outer part of the crease and stuff. I might end up buying another one or two of these just so I have a backup. Really like this. This one is the EO5. It's a blending blush. It's a little blending brush. It's a little too long and fluffy for my liking. It has a lot of movement. So I think if you have smaller eyes and you want something that really diffuses things, this will be nice. But I feel like it's not my favorite shape, but it works fine. And then I like this one I've used this one with cream shadows lately for like packing a little bit of a liquid shadow or cream shadow on the lid and kind of buffing the edges. This is the EO6. This worked really well for that. And then the face brushes, I've been using the FO1 a lot for cream blush. I have another brush here that I will talk about in a second that I'm also using for cream blush and cream highlighter. So I'm kind of going back and forth. The other one is more natural hair. And this is a nice synthetic one. They're about the same size, but it works very well. Really recommend this one. This one, I think this is the FO2. I think they said to use for like blush or something. I also really like this for setting my face because it's got a taper, not taper the animal. So it works really well for like, you know, doing the under eyes or something and buffing around, but you can also do blush. I don't use big brushes like this for setting powder like a lot of people do. So I'm probably gonna give this one away to someone who will. And then this is the same as that eyeshadow brush. Interesting shape. It works really well for like doing a cream contour, but you can also just brush like bronzer or something all over. Really nice, interesting shape. Zero regrets with these. I mean, I didn't buy them, but I think they're a pretty affordable price for what you get. They're soft, they work well. I have no complaints other than I just prefer a natural hairbrush. Okay, so then the other brush that I got recently is the mini base from Sonia G. I wanted to buy the jumbo, or not the classic base. I already have the jumbo base, one of my go-to brushes, but the classic base is just not on the website anymore. So I reached out to Sonia G, and she did say that they're trying to either restock it or like bring it back slightly different. Just I don't know what's going on there, but they're hoping to bring it back. But I really like this. So this is one of the fusion brushes. So it's a mixture of natural and synthetic hair. I used this for my blush and highlighter today. I brought this with me to LA. I could do concealer with it if I wanted, my whole face with it. I could do, you know, buffing targeted foundation like I do, or concealer, then blush, then bronze. You know, it's just small, but works very well with cream blush. I just really like it in cream highlighter. I know Tom, this used to be their go-to, and they use a BK Beauty one that's a little bit bigger and synthetic, and they prefer that. But I just don't prefer a synthetic brush, even for a cream product. I prefer something like this. The last thing before eyeshadow is lip products. So I bought the new Lisa Aldridge lip balms. Well, I'm still trying this out. So I really like them. I used them in a video recently, but I got those this month, so we'll talk about those later. But really, really like her lip pencils that she came out with recently. So I already have one of the old lip pencils. Want more of those. One of my absolute favorites. But these are a new formula, and she came out with these in neutral tones. So I picked up two shades, 1N and 2W, and I really want to get more. I want 2N and 3W. 2W is like my lip color, and 1N is like a nice neutral kind of sculpt to it. I did use these in a video if you want to see that. And I used both so you can see it. Really like these two. I want the slightly darker shade for more of a sculpt, and to go with like a bolder lipstick, but really like this formula. It's expensive, but they're just a really great formula. This one is a little different. If you want to know all of the comparisons and stuff, I have that other video, and I will have it in the cards. I also picked up two lip products outside of that. So I already had one of the Haus Labs lip glaze. I love the lip oil, specifically the shade Secondary. I tried like the red one and it was fine, but I really love Secondary. It's my favorite. I just bought a new one. I'm on my like 4th or 5th bottle of it, and I just got a new one. But this is the lip glaze. So it's a lip oil lip gloss hybrid. It's supposed to plump your lips naturally over time from like the skincare ingredients in it versus like tingly plumping. I have the shade Fig. Wore it all winter, really like it. It's half gone, and now that it's warmer and I'm wearing this kind of a lip more, this kind of look in general, I grabbed Persimmon. Absolutely love it. Zero regrets. That was the only lip product I took with me to LA. I was only there for like 4 days, but that was the only lip product I took. That and like a clear lip product. The Kosas peptide lip thing. But that was the only other lip product I took, and I wore it all the time. Love it. You can sheer it out. You can build it up. Beautiful. Similar color to this. And then I picked up one of the new Love Shines from YSL. So I love the Candy Glaze. I have a couple of them, and now I have 2 of the Love Shines. I got the shade Scenic Brown a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago, and then I recently also picked up the red shade Sweet Caramel or something. So the warm one is 122. I don't remember the full name, and then 207 is the brown one. This is basically, again, the same kind of color I'm wearing right now. Yeah, it just blends right in, but this is more of a lip oil consistency. It's a little thinner. Really love this. Again, love the YSL lip products, and I've been wearing that all the time. I could buy more shades. Okay, so now for eyeshadow, and then we're done. So the next thing is something I didn't get in PR or bought. It was a gift from a friend, and it is the Melt 420 palette. So I did a video on 420 trying this out. I've used it one other time since then. I like this. I can see why Jamila did not like it and gave it to me, and I can see why a lot of people wouldn't like it. The one shimmer in here does it's kind of meh, but I like the shades. I didn't find them, oh, the stupid plastic thing. I didn't find them overly hard to deal with or blend. I know Jamila said she liked the looks she got, but it was too much blending and too hard to blend. I didn't find this overly hard to blend, but we have different techniques, different brushes, you know, everything, different preferences. So I don't think this was as easy. Like, some of the eyeshadows coming up are ones where I put it on and instantly it's just diffused and blended and looks fine. This is not one of those, but I would say blending an eyeshadow look, like putting two shades in my eye and blending it all together, took maybe 30 seconds. Like, it wasn't, if it's more than 30 seconds and I'm like really going in and going back and forth, then I'm annoyed. But if I put one shade on for 5 or 10 seconds and then spend another 15 seconds blending a second shade in and then put a shimmer on, like, that's not a big deal for me. And this isn't a color story that I would wear like absolutely every day. So I can see why these would be slightly harder to blend than like the Surratt. I mean, it's also a significantly cheaper formula than Surratt. Like, this is $50. These palettes are like $50, which is not cheap. Get a lot of pigment, all of that, but like my Surratt quad that kind of blends itself, not in this pile, but you know, it's one of those formulas, that's $90 for 4 shadows. So there's a big price difference and formula difference and color difference. Those are like beige browns versus olive murky greens and yellows. So like, they're gonna work differently. But some days I want this, and some days I want a neutral, soft Surratt, you know, elegant, neutral eyeshadow. Okay, so we're gonna talk about PR, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff that I bought. So in PR, the other part of the Cradled in Ice collection from Fantasy Cosmetica was individual shadows and up their palette. This is their first 12 pan palette. All their other ones have been 9 pans. Really like this. I've used it off camera again since that video. It's the same quality as all of their other palettes. The mattes are pigmented but blend really easily. Easier than this, even the dark shades. I think this works. It has a kind of a cool color story with some blues in it, but they're a little darker than the Wizard palette. So even though they're back to back, I think this is a better range for different skin tones. Shimmers in here are some of the best they've ever done. I think Jordan does a great job with everything, and I think this is a really nice collection. And then they did hollow chromes with the Lost Library collection. Love those. And then they did 4 more for this. So you can buy them as a bundle or individually. They're really pretty. If you want to see like swatches and comparisons and everything, watch that video. I'll have it linked as well. But really like this. I've used, especially this shade right here, which I think I used in that video. I've used a lot. These 2 shades in particular, the more purpley one, and this one is the shade Boreas. I've used those 2 a lot. Like, just put some bronzer in the lid and this, or like a neutral brown in one of these. Really fun, pretty look. And like I said, I have a code with Fantasy Cosmetica. It's just Bones, I believe. Saves you 10%. It is affiliated, so I do earn a little bit of commission. So if you do use those at all, or any of my affiliate links, I very, very much appreciate it. I don't know why I tried to say highly again. I really appreciate it because it really does help me buy the other stuff that you're about to see. Because makeup is expensive, y'all. And I use affiliate links every time I buy something as well. I make sure I use someone's code or a link or something. So, the last part of PR that I got was the new travel collection from Nomad. So this is the Nomad Air 2.0. So Nomad Air was originally some travel skincare products, which I still use. Some of it's gone, some of it's still here. Still really like those. And then the Nomad Air palette, which was a neutral palette. Then for this part of it, they brought back the bag, and then they brought in 3 new palettes. So we have Nomad Air Canadian Rockies, which is a green and blue palette. Nomad Air Oslo, which is a cool neutral palette versus true neutral. And then the Abu Dhabi one, which is warm tones, more ready tones. I really like the packaging on all of these. It's just really pretty, really well done. I like that they don't use plastic inserts, they use these. Each one is 2 shimmers, 4 mattes, I believe. I think they're really well done little travel palettes. I think the formula is really nice. If you want to see swatches of all of them and comparisons and all of that, again, I have a whole dedicated video to these, but I continue to use them and really like them. I think if you're my skin tone or darker, Oslo might be a little too gray for you. But I really like them, and the Canadian Rockies one is definitely my favorite, but green and blue are always gonna be my favorites. This is definitely like cool neutral taupe. I do have a code with Nomad. It should have already been on the screen. I'll probably put it somewhere else, but I'll put it here again. It's Bones again, just Bones. It is non-affiliated though, so I don't earn any money if you use my Nomad code. It's just to save you money. So, you know, use someone else, but use the code always. Okay, and then I'm glad I'm almost done because my throat is getting dry and I have a lot of stuff to do on my to-do list. But I have 3 things that I bought, and 2 of these you've seen in videos, 1 multiple times, and 1 of these I don't think you've seen yet. So first, in the indie sphere, we've got the Mean Greens collection from Shine by SD. I don't think you'll be able to get this. They do these as like limited drops. This is the second one of these I've done, but they might have restocked it or like kept it around as a pre-order. I don't know. But normally these shadows, these like sparkly indie shadows, if you have never bought them before, range from $10 to like $20 a shadow, depending on how shifty it is, how sparkly, all of that kind of stuff, and the brand. Some are cheaper. But this was $30 for 6 of these. A couple of them are just like a sparkly shadow. A couple of them have a shift to them. Really love this one that has like a green shift, but it has kind of a taupey purple base. You've got an iridescent shadow, which I love iridescent shadows. Really like this. Really pretty collection. I really like the Shine by SD formula. They're very sparkly. And I was happy to pick up greens and add to my Shine by SD collection. So I also got the Valentine's Day one. I will probably, as long as it's not, even the Valentine's Day one, I really wanted it for like 3 of the shadows, and 2 of them were like too pink for me, and I wanted the other 4, so I bought it anyway. And I will keep buying these if they keep launching them. Okay, second to last thing is going to be one of the YSL mini clutch quads. So I have been intrigued by these since they came out last year, and they just launched some new shades. And I picked one of these up, I think in April, but I have been using this and I really want more of them now. So I think I got this during the last Sephora sale actually, and I might have mentioned it then, but I really like this. I think the packaging is cute. It's plush. It feels like it looks and feels like one of their clutch bags. This is the shade, this is the Stora Dolls one, 100, which is more cool toned. I really want to get the Casbah Spice one, and there's a couple of the new ones that people have videos on. I think they got them at Sephora, but then they're not there anymore, and I've looked and they're not on the YSL website, so I don't really know where people bought them, but they have some new ones that look really beautiful. My friend, the Style Stumbler, she has a whole video on these and a video on the new one, so I will link her in the description box. I really like this. I really like the formula. This is the one that I said just kind of blends itself. It's effortless, works really well. Each one of these has kind of a light matte, darker matte, but it's a very creamy matte, a satin that is really pretty. This one's taupey, and then a like glittery topper shade. It looks pretty opaque here, but it is pretty sparkly and transparent, so you can wear it as a wash of sparkle or put it over the satin shade. It does have, you know, these the stupid little brushes that all these luxury palettes have. One is like a foam tip and one is a tiny little brush. I will probably never use those, but I tried one once, I think. Really like this, really like the formula. Really, I keep saying really. I was intrigued by these, finally bit the bullet and just bought this one, and I have zero regrets and I want more. I really like this kind of formula for every day when I don't necessarily want to wear like this or the Melt Bold Green or Bold Blue on a day-to-day basis. This is what I'm grabbing. I will wear this to work if I have time and I feel like it that day. But I feel like I'll go through a couple days where I wear a lot of sparkle stuff and I'll have like 5 days of just this and then nothing for 2 days and then go back, you know. But really like this, really want more of these. If you would like to see me use this in a video or do like an actual review, especially if I pick up any of the new ones, please let me know in the comments. I do want to pick up some new ones. And the last thing that is probably going to be one of my top palettes of the year is the newest Byredo palette. So this is the Mineralscapes. I have the other large Byredo palettes. I have a dedicated video on this with multiple looks. I love this. This is by far one of my favorite formulas out there. It's very soft, it's very refined, it's very finely milled. You're never gonna get like I mean, their small palettes I think are a little more pigmented, so you're not gonna get like super bold, grungy, like the Isabella palette or Melt or something like that. These are a softer sheen. Some of these are pretty sparkly, but a lot of them are a little more satin. There's only a couple mattes in here, but I love it. I think, like I said in the video, Flora Kalahari is my favorite of this size from Byredo, and it's very earthy, desert. As someone from that environment, it speaks to me. The other like that was, you know, nature themed. This is also nature themed, but instead of being Kalahari desert and like desert flora and landscape, this is like the rivers and trees in a Scandinavian forest, and I love it. It's very cool toned. I like blues. I have an olive undertone. I think blue, these shades work really well. So you've got some more purple shades that add like some interest, and then you've got blue that really pops against my skin tone, like my blue nails. And then you've still got some like clay tones, some neutral tones, and some greens that just like ground it. So these are like 100, they raised the price. This was 115 instead of like 105. They raised it by $10. Zero regrets. I will, as long as they're not hideous, I will keep buying these. I love them. If only Byredo sent me PR, that would be great. I want to try some other stuff. I really want to try their color sticks. Really want to try their eyeliner. Really want to try their like clamshell palettes. I love their fragrances. I have a couple of them and I have a bunch of these. So might buy some more Byredo stuff and do something exploring that. Let me know if you'd be interested. Okay, that is everything. I feel like I've rambled quite a bit. Let me know if you've tried any of these or any of these on your wish list. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on things, your experiences with them. It helps me inform my experience with things, because it's not necessarily gonna make me hate or love something, but it helps me know who will like it or who won't like it. So let me know your thoughts and everything in the comments below. I can't wait to talk to y'all. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.